I'm kind of let down. Granted, look at what's going on with New Jersey. We just had some announcements of who's. So I think if she films a certain way, she could be upgraded. But you know what it is? It's like what we talked about when she was just on my podcast. Like her life is so different. We've only seen abused Taylor. I mean, she has a husband who she's in love with, her daughter who went through this, was in the car. We talked about in the car when she ran in and found Russell hanging there. I mean, this is what she talked about. Was in the car, had to be with, I mean, her daughter Kennedy is now like a teenager. So, I mean, to be honest, and I have to say, like, no offense to the middle of the country, because I'm not Vicky Gunvalson and I'm not going to insult Oklahoma, but like, LA and New York, those are like the big cities that have that sex appeal. I think it actually adds some cachet to the Orange County Housewives, the fact that she was on Beverly Hills. I do.
And I mean, what did you make of, because it was like a big headline that, she is the first woman to ever, switch franchises from obviously Beverly Hills now to the OC. I mean, I don't know. To me, I was like, I don't know that that's that, I guess, big, but people were really coming out of the woodwork, like congratulating her, like that's a huge move. What is your take?
I mean, I think, listen, Andy has said for so long, this will never happen. This will never happen. I think it's like a sign of the times. I mean, who would have ever thought we would have had Girls Trip where, like a Jill Zarin was on the same screen as a Phaedra Park. So look, especially with COVID, the whole world is turned upside down. People live all over now. I mean, I live in 3 locations, I spend my time. So, I mean, I think this is just the modern world from where we started, 17 years ago. And I do think it opens the door. It's not going to open the floodgates for every housewife, but like you look at like a natural fit. It's been out there before. Cynthia Bailey on like Deandra Simmons was looking at one point for an apartment in New York City. Deandra with the Southern Dallas twang is not going to be on New York Housewives. That does not fit. But like Taylor fits. And so like a Cynthia Bailey who is in LA, does that fit with the Beverly Hills Housewives? I think so. I think she looks the part, right? Cynthia can hold her own. I know some people have said she's boring on the show, but throw Cynthia in there with like Garcelle and Syed and who knows, she knows Kyle. So it's like, I think it really does open the floodgates when it's like a natural fit. I think we might see more of this if it's natural. No, I don't think you can move to a location and be the new one in town. But I think like when it's natural, it makes sense. And I think it's time. I think it's a disjustice that she's just a friend of. I mean, I'm more interested in Taylor's life than say Emily Simpson and Gina Kirschenheiter. All the rumors, right? Like, see, I still, these are all my thoughts. I think it opens the floodgates. I think it's good. I think she should have been a friend. I think being from Beverly Hills adds some cachet. I predict, and I hate to always be so negative. I mean, also, I think this is it. This is it. This is a last ditch effort. This is it. If this doesn't work, we've had 2 bad seasons of the OC. Yeah, we'll say one was during COVID, the Elizabeth Vargas season, and then, Jen and Noelle are out. I think if this doesn't work, I think everybody loses their job and we start over, or we cancel the OC. When we cancel Dallas, I understand it's harder to cancel the OC. It's the first, it's the granddaddy. I think this is it. Listen, let me be very clear about this. There's nobody left after Tamra that will, okay, we might bring Alexis back this season. That's still going around.
Megan.
Yeah. But the thing is, if Tamra Judge, and I'm all about people who call her Tamra, go right ahead. I ain't going to stop you. But if Tamra Judge, my personal feelings aside, as a housewife, can't save this with Heather there, I think it's time to call it. It's time to call it. It's done. Vicky's not coming back. She's not the brand anymore. I'm sorry. She's not.
Okay, wait, take me back. Why did they decide initially to get rid of Tamra and Vicky? Were the ratings slipping? Because I don't know. I feel like the franchise is Vicky. Like, I feel like, I mean, because when you think about it, to me, I feel like Vicky brought a lot of the big drama that now, of course, I feel like every franchise has to have, in the sense of like, obviously we have Jen Shah going to jail, we have Erica Jane. I mean, I don't even know. And I have so many thoughts about Erica. Like, I just see her in photos, like she's getting bigger and bigger. It's just like, Miss Jane is my heart. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like they're going to just destroy this woman. Like,
Oh yeah, by the way, that's another reason everybody hates you.
I know.
Listen, people hate me. Kelly Dodd says I have a horrible voice, and so people hate me too. I'm just, listen,
Why did they get rid of Vicky and Tamra to begin with? Because I feel like that was the kiss of death. Even if they're not happy with Vicky's politics, whatever, Vicky's very difficult behind the scene. I'm sure Vicky commanded a lot of money, but I feel like, then what? I mean, I don't know.
Really? I think that at that point, they love to change these shows. And I think they thought like we need to change the OC. And if you cut off Vicky, which was the main motivation, you got to cut off Tamra because it's like they were associated too much. That's what I think. I think it was really to change. And look, it didn't work. But I have to tell you, I will stand by this. If this doesn't work, if Tamra Judge and now Taylor, and I still think Alexis, I think any day now Alexis is coming back. That's it. Even if Alexis doesn't, game over. You have Heather, Shannon, Tamra, Taylor. This is it. This is it. If this doesn't work, you have to fire every single person there and start over or call it. I say call it.
Well, but I have to say, I do think that will work because you basically have everyone.
You do? I don't know.
Oh, I think it will work. I do.
Do you? Because to me,
yeah, I do.
You do? Like, is Tamra that good? And I'm actually asking, I don't know, because like, if you think about it, Tamara's going to come back. Her and Shannon have some serious shit to work out. Her and Heather are feuding. All right, Taylor's probably not going to be a doormat when it comes to like Emily and Gina. So it's like Heather returned. And I mean, I know when I love Heather, I will stand by that. But after like 2 or 3 episodes, it was like once Tamara comes back and works out, okay, I worked it out with Shannon. I worked it out with Heather. Like, then what? I'm not sure. I'm so excited for Tamra to return and for Taylor to be there. I wonder if after 4 episodes, like, here's the thing, like I was talking about this the other day, like Jersey is so freaking good because Margaret flies off the handle and Teresa flies off the handle and Melissa and it's Jennifer will do I mean, do we really have the ingredients for this to be explosive? I don't know. You sure about that, Sarah?
Yeah, because I think they know what's on the line. I mean, I would hope Heather has something up her sleeve. I would hope maybe there's a short truce with Heather and Tamra. I mean, I think Tamra's pretty messy. And like, Shannon is an emotional wreck. I mean, hopefully something's going on with her. I mean, it is getting a little bit harder. The girls are out of the house. I mean, Shannon seems to be in a relationship. But I mean, I think they're all smart enough